Hi folks, and welcome to episode 17 of the Eva Christie Hand Knitting Podcast with me, Eva, and helpful knitting cat Smeagol, who's just popped in. We are coming to you from our new forever home, which is still in Perth, Scotland, and from the room that will eventually be my studio space. So absolutely thrilled to be coming to you from here. This is a podcast all about knitting, novels and other cultural pursuits, and you will find me in all the fun places on the worldwide interweb, which is, you'll find me as Eva Christie Hand Knitting on Facebook and Tumblr, as @EvaKnits on Twitter. We have a group for the podcast in Ravelry, so if you go to the groups tab and type in Eva Christie Hand Knitting podcast group, will come up. And if you want to contact me personally in Ravelry, you'll find me as Pan Within. If you're a wee bit more old-fashioned, then you can email me directly at evachristiehandknitting@gmail.com, although please be aware that it's going to take me a little while to get back up to speed, because not only have we had our big home move into our forever home, we have also just got our broadband reconnected yesterday after about 5-6 days of having absolutely no connection at all. So it's just taken a wee bit of time to get back up to speed with what's happening in the digital world. So apologies for that. I can see already there's been a lot of messages, a lot of emails come through. I am so behind on catching up with all my other podcasters, so I know you understand and we will get there. Sorry, Smeagol's just decided that she wants to be close to me today. Yeah, we're in our forever home. That's the big news. It's my biggest work in progress at the moment. The cats have settled in really well. They were settled by the second night, which was amazing. Yeah, they've gone from, with both Josh and I, from going from a 1-bedroom bungalow right next door into a 3-bedroom. With dining room, we've got a walk-in shower room, a washroom, and we've got an upstairs bathroom with a bath. It's just utterly amazing. Got lovely big spacious garden. I just feel so blessed. This is a dream come true, and I kid you not, you will be carrying me out in a box because I am never ever leaving here. Moving home is one of the most stressful things, but I've got to say that I just feel it my most relaxed than I have done in goodness knows how many years. I can't remember just feeling this happy and together and all the rest of that sort of stuff. So moving swiftly on, I just want to kind of say, you know, thank you. You know, if this is your first time checking out the podcast, then thanks for giving me a shot. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please give me a like. Because that way I'm more likely to be sort of proposed as something that other people who watch podcasters might want to tune into, and hit the subscribe button as well, just to make sure that you don't miss an episode. If you've been with me for a while, you're one of my subscribers or a returning viewer, well, thank you very much. Big love to every single one of you. You're just absolutely perfect. You guys are the reason that I do this. This is actually take 2. I tried to record last night. The fates are against me. The light started fading. My phone decided that it wasn't going to hold a charge at all, so 25 minutes in it completely died. We'll try again. I've just fully charged up my phone and I can't actually find any sort of PowerPoints in this room that we can get. Well, I can find a couple, but I can't find an extension lead that's going to reach anywhere. So we're just giving it a shot, but I do know that if the entire picture now starts flashing again, then hit the pause button quickly, because that way at least it'll save the footage and I can upload rather than losing the whole lot. I was probably a little bit more relaxed last night. I was channeling my inner Inga Rose, and that's Inga Rose from the Knitting Diaries. Hi Inga, hope you're doing well and the family are all well too. Inga Rose has one of my favourite podcasts. She comes from Iceland and I just love her aesthetic and her work and everything. She normally has a little adult beverage while she's podcasting, and I did that for the first time last night. I was on some African gin, some whiteley meal gin, which was incredibly smooth. I was drinking it with tonic water. No ice, no slice of lime, because obviously the home's a work in progress and still things to sort out there. But I'm not going to do that first thing in the morning when I'm coming to you, so we're back on the coffee today. Smeagol Puffs, just come down from there please. Smeagol hasn't really spent much time in my studio. She's now up on units and exploring, so I may just have to kind of dart off screen a wee bit. I know that she's making quite pitiful sounds, but she is okay. Okay, so let's go straight to KAL news. I just want to say a massive thanks. Obviously, not being present on broadband and having so much other stuff to do, I wasn't really around to kind of remind folk about the start of our D'Urberville Along on the 1st of August. So that was just a few days ago now. It's fantastic to see all the chatter and all the support going along the thread. The amount of people that are picking up the novel, mind's blowing. I haven't quite settled on the pattern I'm going to use. I'm going to try and use stash yarn at the minute because obviously there's been a fair bit of finance involved on getting our home to the way that we want it to be. All the stash is packed away apart from this little bit here, mainly sock yarn. In fact, it's all the sock yarn that you can see here. And I think the pattern I'm going for calls for double knitting, but I will get on that hopefully within the next couple of days. I have been reading Tess though, and this is my copy. Yeah, not too much glare. If you've read the novel before or you've seen any of the adaptations, then you know that Stonehenge actually features towards the end. And I just love the fact that this is on my copy, which is a Penguin Classics edition. And I just wanted to read you just a little bit because I adore the work of Thomas Hardy. Ever since I was told to read Far from the Madding Crowd as part of my English hire. And I love the poetry of Thomas Hardy as well. And I just find that even when he's writing these novels, he just comes across as so poetical in the language that he uses and the images that he creates. So I just wanted to read you a little bit, and it probably runs about this point anyway, if you're following the suggested reading schedule that I put up, so there's no spoilers or anything here. Let's see if I can actually get through it correctly, because I did last night without any mistakes, but I'm still kind of waking up this morning. The crimson brick lodge came first in sight, up to its eaves and dense evergreens. Tess thought this was the mansion itself, till passing through the side wicket with some trepidation, and onward to a point at which the drive took a turn, the house proper stood in full view. It was of recent erection, indeed almost new, and of the same rich red colour that formed such a contrast with the evergreens of the lodge. Far behind the corner of the house, which rose like a geranium bloom against the subdued colours around, stretched the soft azure landscape of the Chase, a truly venerable tract of forest land, one of the few remaining woodlands in England of undoubted primeval date, wherein druidical mistletoe was still found in aged oaks, and where enormous yew trees, not planted by the hand of man, grew as they had grown when they were pollarded for bows. All this sylvan antiquity, however, though visible from the slopes, was outside the immediate boundaries of the estate. Druidical mistletoe, totally speaks to my heart. So I hope you're enjoying the novel, and I'm looking forward to seeing your pictures of your works in progress in the thread as well. That brings me briefly on to the Glasgow subway KAL as well. Apologies, I've not updated what I've got going on meterage. I haven't got my board unpacked yet, but you know, keep it going guys, we've still got a while to go, and I'm really proud of how you're all getting on and participating in that. Oh, Smeagol's just settled down for some beds. You may see me shifting about a wee bit this morning guys. I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor, which isn't the most comfortable position exactly where I am. They've got the carpet kind of half up in the room as well. So it's not that I've got ants in my pants or anything else going on, I'm just trying to get a bit more comfy. So let's touch on some mail that I got. I got the most awesome swap package from the notorious podcast girls who are Kelly and Carrie. I just love the friendship and the banter that they've got going on between the pair of them. It's fabulous. I'm not a huge fan of really upbeat, in-your-face podcasts. I find that it's just too much for my brain to handle and I switch off. But these girls are an exception. They're just absolutely amazing at what they do, and they're getting a bit spinning and some dyeing and all sorts of stuff in as well. They're both teachers, and yeah, they're brilliant. So they put a shout out just a few weeks ago. They were looking for some solid minis because they're going to be doing the Mochi Mochi Aragumi items instead of a cozy memory blanket. And that's going to be their scrap project, but they were looking for loads of solids. So I sent them a swap package over, and it included, you know, adult colouring in books, some solid minis and some organza bags, progress keeper that I've made. There were, oh, what else was there? Dairy milk chocolate, because you just can't get that over where they live. Hiya, Martha! Martha's come on into the room as well. If she comes close, I'll try and grab her up so you can kind of see her on screen as well. So there was that. There was the usual sort of selection of tea, because that's the currency of podcasters. Yeah, and they opened it sort of while they were filming their podcasts, so I don't think they really put on. Here she is. Here's Martha. You see them both today. Martha, look at. You know what, you want to be a wild thing? On you go. You can see your tail's still in shot, sweet pea. Yeah, I think there may have been a few other bits and pieces that I put in as well, but anyway, they seemed delighted with what I'd sent them, and especially I think the chocolate, because like I say, you can get dairy milk in America, but you can't get the dairy milk that we have in the UK, which is just totally different. So they sent me an amazing package. I'm not going to go through all the minis because we'll be here all day, and you know, something will happen with my phone, touch wood that it doesn't. So a lovely selection of goodies. We'll go through the non-knittables first. So I've got a fab mouse pad here. I didn't know you could get stuff like this, and I am an old-fashioned girl when it comes to doing my notes for my podcast and knitting and such. It's all tally marks and scribbles and such. Got some lovely, oh sorry about the glare, coordinating pencils to go with it. They sent me a selection of teas, and I won't go through all of them. So I've got lots of tea. Strip waffles, proper strip waffles from their favourite coffee shop. How lovely is that? I enjoy strip waffle. I didn't realise, I'm possibly the only person in the world, or Josh and I are. Look, you're supposed to put them on the mug of your preferred beverage. We didn't know that. So we're going to give that a shot later on. I'm going to share them with Josh. They sent me an extra mini. So this is Flying Fibres. And it's 50% English Wensleydale and 50% Blueface Leicester. The yarn is from the UK, but this is, I believe it's a mother-daughter dyeing team that are local to Carrie and Kelly, and just really sweet that it's one of their favourite sort of yarn, little indie yarn places, and they wanted to give me an extra mini of that. This is only the second time that I've ever seen in the flesh Wensleydale yarn, the other being the Gone Crafts that was botanically dyed that I sent to Susan of the One More Row podcast. Susan, I know you'll be tuning in. I hope you're doing really well to Fabulous episodes, keep them going, and I'm looking forward to, I think we've just put up another one, so I shall drink some of the tea that you sent me from your swap package while I'm tuning in and catching up with that. I think I've got one more non-knittable apart from the little card that they put in. I love this. I am so excited to do these. These are going to be part of my hashtag stitching revolution. Owls in like plywood, and you stitch them up and it comes with all the embroidery floss. These are going in my studio. Amazing. I'm going to have to get online because I've never seen anything like this before in my life, and see if I can get some Christmas themed ones as well. I've never been one for any sort of like winter festivity decoration, apart, well, I actually celebrate Yule anyway, as opposed to Christmas, but I celebrate the spirit of giving, and anything that I do put up has to be handmade from the family, so I really fancy getting some of those and making them up as little gifts. Then we come to, got a lovely card from Kelly and Carrie, a wee bit metallic lettering there. That's going to go up in the room, which still has to be painted, by the way, it's not staying like this. And then they both sent me some fabulous minis, and I love, look, Dr. Zeus, and I think that's Max. Years ago I was a nursery nurse, and there was a big phase of the children just wanting an audiobook of Green Eggs and Ham on all the time, which suited me fine. I'm a big Dr. Zeus fan actually, and I don't think I've mentioned that before. Excuse me. Hay fever's still about, folks. So absolutely delighted with them. I'll show you the minis a little bit better. I'm not going to take them all out of the package. I think maybe bar this one here. They are, sorry for the crinkling folks, they are all fingering. Look at these. But somebody's here. It's possibly Kelly or Carrie's. Look at these. They're so cute. There's not enough in each of these to go in my Cozy Memories blanket because I'm about 10 grams per square and these look about 5 grams. But I do have ideas for other sock yarn projects that will be going into them. Any that I get sent from the swap packages that are 10 grams or more are going to end up in this lovely glass bowl of mine, and that's where they're going to go until they go into the blanket. And last but not least from that package, I've got a beanie bag from Jimmy Bean's Wool. It's just fabulous. It's just absolutely wonderful. The whole package is, thank you so much Kelly and Carrie. And it's full of minis as well. So some of these have unravelled a wee bit. I'm not going to show them all to you. Let's see if you can get, there you go, all the different colours that are going on. These are all just fabulous. And I've got some of the much sought after in this country. Patton's Croy. I think this one's the Patton's Croy without looking at the thing. Dying, absolutely dying to give that a go. And there's the chartreuse. They got my favouriteest ever shade. Do you know this is, and I'm on a quest at the minute. I want chartreuse green carpet in my studio. And I found a company that does it, but it's £82 a square metre because it's done in special looms. It's done in Wilton looms in Belgium, and it's specially ordered and everything. I can't actually justify that at the moment, but look, this is the colour that I want my carpet in this studio. Failing that, that's probably the colour that the walls are going to be, although I do have another idea for the colours of the walls. This is going to be a really vibrant room. It's just going to scream creativity in your face. So thank you so much girls. I've got one other rehomed yarn which arrived from Germany because I just couldn't get it anywhere else. Day before I moved. Lang Super Socks. Lang are a Swiss company, although the yarn is made in Italy. It's 75-25. So perfect sock wool. It's 420 metres to the 100 grams. Look at that! Oh, it's just going to make the most amazing pair of socks. I think they're going to have to be vanilla, or else they're just going to get, yeah, you're not going to see the pattern at all. Josh actually really liked these, so I think I might have to get a second ball because I can't. I'm desperate for a pair out of these. He really liked it. He doesn't always like the yarns that I get, and they're just not to his personal taste, but there's a lot of colours in here that are the sort of shades that he would normally wear, and he's got like proper capsule wardrobe. He's been doing that for years. He's got it totally off pat. But I always buy him socks, like a nice, really nice, or 2 pairs of luxury socks for Christmas, and I used to get them from a big sort of independent department store that was based in Perth, but it went into administration a few years ago after being open well over 100 years. I think it was about 130 years McEwan's was open, and the last pair I actually got them were from Wales. They were unreal. So he's going to have to get hand knitted socks from now on, and I'm sure he won't be bothered about that, but it's just a little thing between us that's nice to do. So we've got that. We're moving on to my needles. I don't have a huge amount going on at the moment. I am monogamously knitting. I probably haven't knitted much at all. I don't think I've picked up my needles full stop since we started moving on Saturday. Proper move. I'd only done 2 rounds in this sock though in the last episode, 2 rounds in the cuff. So I've done the cuff. This is sock 2 pair 5. It's the yarn and Carlos, the version that they did for Design Line. I think this might be Summer Moon, but I'm not 100%. I've turned the heel, and I've picked up the stitches for the gusset, and I'm just starting to work my way around that. So yeah, the big thing today is the work in progress is I'm going to get some paint. I'm going to start painting probably in our master bedroom. That's got to take priority at the moment, but a wee bit distressing, and getting on with the knitting would be fab. On to reading. Well, apart from reading Tess, I'm also reading Les Mis by Victor Hugo. Here's my edition here. It's a big novel. I am now 8% through this, so I've just been introduced to, probably pronounce it completely incorrectly, Jean Valjean. If I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, please tell me, because I have never had any French lessons whatsoever. I haven't watched the musicals or any of the theatrical adaptations or anything, because I generally prefer to read the novel first. I haven't watched anything. I think it was the last episode of The Living and the Dead that was on Tuesday night. I'm going to have to catch up on that on the iPlayer. Yeah, absolutely gutted. I've been watching it religiously the whole way through, absolutely loving it. And then, yeah, house moves happen. I've done a fair bit of listening. Like I said, I'm behind on my podcasts and catching up with all my friends. I've been listening to The Godfather by Mario Puzo, which I did read a couple of years ago and thoroughly loved. Again, I've never watched any of the films at all, much to the delight of Josh, because he just finds that bizarre. So we were listening to The Godfather while we're stripping wallpaper off the feature wall in our lounge. So that was funny, doing that together. Been listening to a lot of Morrissey and the Smiths again, and Northern Soul. Just saved playlists and things that I've had. That was good. One more quick thing that I want to speak about before I do a little bit of pod love here today. So I think this has been a wee bit rushed, but yeah, other things to be getting on with. So I think Smeagol started chasing her tail. Yeah, podcasters, fellow podcasters out there, I know that there are a good number of you that tune in with me. Not any of like the, I've heard them referred to as podcasting royalty. Well, to me, we're all is equally important. We're a community. but I thought it might be quite nice to do a little something between ourselves later on. You seeing fairies, Smeagol's? Fairies. Something's going on. A little something between ourselves ahead of well, round about sort of December time. So this isn't like Christmas presents or anything like that, because obviously most of the main religions celebrate the spirit of giving round about that time, and there's just been so much so many bad things going on in the world. I just thought it might be nice to kind of spread the love a wee bit. So I was thinking about organising a festive sock swap amongst podcasters. So basically I will create a thread within the group. If you're a podcaster and you're up for it, let me know that you're in. Remind me where in the world you live. Let me know what your boot size is, and if you could either do that in UK or continental or US sizes, that would be fabulous. And what I'll do is I'll match everybody up, and round about December time, once I've thought about it a wee bit more and got it organised, what you'll do is you'll knit a pair of socks for another podcaster, and then you'll get a pair of socks in return. It might not necessarily be between pairs. You could be sending to one person, another person could be sending on to you. I just thought that would be a nice little thing in amongst the podcasting community to do. So if you're up for it, let me know. I'll get that thread going. And then a bit of pod love. I haven't added any new podcasts to my subscription feed over the last week or so. There's just so much going on. If you haven't checked out John Glenn, who is Beardy Chill yet, get on it. He's done a second episode now. Genuinely laughing out loud. I was tuning in once just immediately after we got the broadband sorted, and I was building up a massive cat tree for the girls because we just thought it'd be really nice to get them a new one for the new home, and then they've got like a new